Hello, and welcome to another episode of Jeffroy's Closet, y'all. We are back, we back. I know I didn't do a show last week, did I? Oh, I did a show last week. It was LeeLee Speaks and the other show that I showed. Yeah. If y'all, this is our fourth episode, Jeffroy's Closet. You missed past episodes, you can always catch them on Pastor Sugar TV on YouTube. That's PASSDASUGA So yeah, we're gonna talk about some things tonight. The main topic for tonight is gender dysphoria and fashion. I'm gonna be talking a little bit more about that, definitely from a personal perspective and how fashion really helped me in my dysphoria. To be an educational little insight into myself, as well as I'll be giving you some updates and happenings that are coming forward past the sugar, both in terms of the boutique services and right now on our YouTube channel. So we're gonna go ahead and get started, y'all. Jeffroy's Closet starts now. Hello, y'all. Sorry, y'all. I'm always working. Hello. Y'all. Before we get into tonight's show with Jeffroy's Closet, girls, boys, whoever, everybody. Whew. I'm gonna say this. I'm looking forward to this Friday because LeeLee speaks, honey, and I know I missed last week's show, and then I know because I was supposed to, I did. There wasn't a LeeLee speaks last week, and then Friday I was supposed to debut the new show. That debuts this upcoming Saturday, 12 p.m. noon. It will be coming this Saturday. No worries there. Um, kind of what just happened last week. Honestly, I just needed kind of a little mental break. And I'm still working on a lot of things, so it's just still kind of getting stuff together. Still doing finishing touches on a lot of things. So, um, but yeah, that's what, because I know like yeah, everybody didn't see me Friday, and Saturday I know I pushed the show back. I'm fine. It's just it's been a little delay because of various things just going on. So, and then also I just need a mental health to like, hey, I gotta rejuvenate, come back. So here I am. I'm back in front of the camera doing the thing. I got some stuff coming out. I can't really wait. Now this Saturday, the pop shop we're in this Saturday, Hot Buys, Sweet Prices. Make sure you check that out. It'll be airing at 12 p.m. Central Standard Noon, and then LeeLee Speaks Live will be back this Friday at 8 p.m. And I'm gonna be announcing some things on there too. But this upcoming LeeLee Speaks, honey, baby, get ready. We gonna have a baby because baby, I got some things to say, but let's go ahead and get into Jeffro's closet because that's what we're here for. Now, for those of you who may be tuning in, coming across this video on playback, maybe this is the episode that popped up. Jeffro's closet. So what Jeffro's closet is? I am mixed Leeander, LeeLee Alexander. I am a genderqueer stylist and beauty advisor, which we'll get a little bit more into that in a minute, actually. But so basically, what I do is I offer wardrobe styling services, whether it be coming and looking at your wardrobe, your closet, and helping you make outfits of what you have, helping you make new additions and subtractions, dress you for occasions, stuff like that. Also, do beauty advising. So I'm not a licensed or trained cosmetologist or esthetician, no, but I am knowledgeable and expert on when it comes to skin regimens, so helping you pick the right skincare products. For makeup, it's I can help you with shade matching, all of that. Different items to use, bringing what problems you're looking to correct or whatever. And I'm manifesting it now. By this time next year, I'll be doing makeup services. So but yeah, so I say I have to say that Jeffro's Closet is basically, this is kind of like, it's still, you'll still be see me doing my craft, obviously talking about fashion things, beauty, but with a personal touch. This is my closet where I share to you a little bit from my wardrobe, from my fashion experience, from my own style. So that's basically the basis of the show. Tonight's topic is, hold on, let me create a banner. Gender dysphoria. Hold on, y'all. And I think I'm spelling dysphoria wrong. So if I have spelled it wrong and y'all look at the playback and like you spelled it wrong, don't judge me. You know what I mean. Gender dysphoria and fashion. I really should say style, but fashion style. Yes, there is a difference. If you don't want to know what that difference is, watch season 1, episode 2 of Jeffro's Closet, where I get into the difference between fashion and style. Tonight's topic: gender dysphoria. I definitely spelled it wrong. Hold on, y'all. I looked at it like, ooh, that's wrong. Hold on. Oh, I did spell it right. That's weird. I don't know why. Okay. Gender dysphoria in fashion. The reason I really wanted to talk about this, and it's really very personal for me, um, kind of really, so it's really for me how the gender queer stylist came about for me. So let's take it, just take it step by step. So let's go to myself. Around 2 or 3 years ago, I came to start identifying myself as non-binary, which is for me, I identify under the trans umbrella. What that means for me, because for people who are non-binary, it does they define it how they see fit to themselves. And so for me, for how I explain my non-binary is more so for me. I feel like I am man and woman, and at the same time, I'm neither. None of those two genders we have encompass who I am wholly. From a spiritual aspect, I see myself as created in the divine, and I'm not saying that's not saying I'm God or anything, but I do believe that we were made in their image, God's image. God is beyond male and female. And I believe my being is very similar to that. That's not to say there's nothing wrong with you if you are a man who identifies as a man and a woman who identifies as a woman and have you see. But for me, and then I'm not saying I'm higher because of that or anything, but that's just how I view my gender identity and expression. Um, and feel like really with my gender identity. So I came out as gay because I'm assigned male at birth. I came out officially gay when I was officially I came out at 17. But pretty much all my life I have really known that I was into men. So I came out and I've always how do I explain it? I've always had a lot of feminine energy, a lot of feminine mannerisms, speech, stuff like that. Um, and honestly, I used to always try to hide it a lot because, of course, I was always getting picked on and stuff like that for being a male or a man being feminine, which there's nothing wrong with. But in my personal journey, I was made to feel belittled, and it did. Even when I came out, especially when I came out, I actually thought it would be some freedom, but in many ways, I feel because I was feminine, it's like that. Damn, I had to fight that from my own community at that point. Um, so for me, it wasn't really gender identity that was the issue for me. It was gender expression because I knew I wasn't expressing myself the way I wanted to. I was always pushing into a certain level, then I'll stop before getting to that full blown film or just film. I mean, I was still, but and it was really for me, um, it was causing me dysphoria. So for those of you, for gender dysphoria, hold on, I was gonna try this, but I want to give you a clear cut definition. So I googled it. This is from um the Mayo Clinic. Which many of us use when we have symptoms and stuff. Mayo Clinic, I know that usually pops up a lot for me when I'm looking for symptoms to see what I could possibly have and dying from. Oh, hey, here go, or we'll do a better one. Wikipedia. Gender dysphoria is the distress a person feels due to a mismatch between their gender identity, and I would even hear because they don't have it. I would say gender expression as well, their personal sense of their own gender, how they see themselves, and their sex, hold on, assigned at birth. That's coming from Wikipedia. So the best way to think about this, so using myself as an example, I was born assigned male as birth. I was assigned to be a man at birth. Um, of course, in our society, of course, with being born to any of the binary genders, everything is expected to fall in place. So that means if you were born a male with a penis in between your leg, no, that means you're expected to be masculine. That means you're expected to like women. That means you're supposed to be macho, no feminine actions, all that good stuff, and vice versa if you're female and opposite. Um, so dysphoria, especially for, and again, dysphoria, I want to put the disclaimer out there. Dysphoria looks different for everyone. Gender dysphoria. Um, Within the trans community, within whether it be trans females, trans males, non-binary individuals, however trans queer, however they want to identify under the trans umbrella. And I would even argue say out even outside of the just the trans community, there is some cisgenders who I don't want to say it's gender dysphoria, but there's some type of dysphoria, depending on maybe how you really want to express yourself. So for me, my dysphoria was coming taking root in the fact that I wasn't able to dress how I feel. Um, and it was depressing. I felt like I wasn't myself. I felt like I was hiding who I am. And I still do experience that. Even now, with me being full blown non binary, I'm still experiencing that. And that's because I'm still kind of growing and learning myself and opening up a little bit more. But, pretty much I would say the past decade, especially because I'm 31 now, but definitely around my mid 20s up until, maybe late 20s, um, I was definitely feeling that type of dysphoria. And it started more so like the way I dressed, like what I was wearing the quote unquote, male clothing. Of course, I always flamboyant up a little bit, but it still just feel like okay, I was still limiting myself because I would say I would only do it to a certain point, and then I feel like, and although I wanted to push those boundaries, 'cause like no, that's where I was scared about what other people would say, and I didn't have love for myself yet or understand myself yet. Um, but I did, eventually start. So the crazy thing is, it really started with makeup for me. Interesting enough, I used to always dibble and dabble with makeup, mostly with mascara and eyeliners. Baby, you give me a good mascara and eyeliner, face, face, swipe, face, swipe, accepted, approved. Huh? I was always giving face and then a good lip gloss, baby. But it wasn't until my mid 20s when I really started kind of getting more in depth with or more experimental with makeup. So that's why I started doing the foundations, concealers, all of that. Eyeshadows, things like that. Um, and that was really big for me because I had never taken. How do I put? I'm gonna say it. I'll explain it. I had never taken that step to be that feminine before. For me, I'm not saying that in a bad way, but again, that's how I was always. Again, for me, I was always going only to a little point and not going over. Admittedly, a lot of that came from the whole no films thing, because in the community we also have no fats, no films. How I really like to express myself can really vary on the spectrum between the two binaries, between man and woman. It could be mixed. It could vary. Like maybe one day you might see me, I could give you complete fish. The next day, trade. Like because that's who I am. Like I can't. You can't put me in a box like that. You can't. So when I started doing that with makeup, it started. It was very. It was therapeutic. It was so therapeutic, and I will never forget. I would get up, be like a Saturday morning or a Sunday morning when I was off. I had built like I had even gone so far to build my own little vanity. Like I had my own little vanity. I had my makeup, so I would sit there. I would put on my music. I might give me a glass of wine, and then I'll just start playing with foundations, concealers, eyeshadow, doing different looks. It was just so healing because it allowed me like, oh, I love this. I love doing this. I'm good at this. This is something I want to do. It became a hobby, and now going forward is going to be definitely become a money maker. But it was just so free for me, and then in doing that, I said, well, if I'm going this far with makeup, well, who's to say I can't go with clothing? So I start going to the thrift stores, going to the women's section, looking at different blouses. So I really started with blouses. I'm still kind of on the blouse expert. Looking at different blouses, increasing my jewelry collection, you know, um, really, and even adding more color to my wardrobe because up my wardrobe. I think I had said this in one of the past videos. It was always mostly dark colors, and for some reason I had some obsession with plaid in my early 20s. Um, but yeah, it was basically um, going to the makeup helped me push further into fashion, and I started dibbling and dabbling with garments from whether it be man or woman, male or female. Um, and I really got to learn how to style myself, how to express myself. And that still is a journey, more so because for me it is a whole wardrobe redo. And I'm still kind of finding my happy place with that. I'd like to say I have it's definitely come some way, but it still has a ways to go. Um, and I also think it's because I think there's that, but then also a lot of it has to do with just me being a stylist in general. So my wardrobe just I think just always shifts just because of that. um, but yeah, and it's one of the reasons that really led to pass the sugar, specifically definitely the services. Um, is to help really other people, especially those within my trans siblings with um all of the trans community, to really kind of help navigate through that dysphoria in terms of at least dressing and fashion. Now I will say dysphoria, again, gender dysphoria, depending on the individual, can look very different. So for me, um, like I said, I identify as non-binary. I don't identify as man or woman. For me, I'm really both and neither at the same time. That's how I'd like to describe for me. Pronouns they, she. They being the well, I really do they, she. They being the utmost form of who I am. Um, but yeah, that's why I really wanted to work with a trend. Oh no, sorry, gender dysphoria looks different for everyone. So for me, I don't want any surgeries. I don't want to do hormones, at least right now. But honestly, I don't see that happening. For me, it's really just about more so how I can dress. That for me, that's the nail in my dysphoria. Like I want to be. I gotta dress a certain way. I have to express myself this way, wearing this. And even how I do my hair and makeup stuff. So for me, that's how I deal with my gender dysphoria. Or for others, it could be that, or it could not be that. It could be that it's something else. So again, for gender dysphoria, it could be something. Maybe how they express themselves in clothing. It could be something that they actually want. Surgery on parts of their body. It could be that they want to take hormones. Or, so it could be something body related. Specifically, maybe they want something there or want something gone, or don't want something to be as obvious, things of that nature. Um, it just made me think like gender dysphoria looks different for every individual. So don't watch this video and think, oh well, you were talking about gender dysphoria, so now I know. No, understand that every individual who is using or who experiences gender dysphoria has their own story. And I know that can sound very cliche, like, oh, everyone has a story. No, they have their own story about how they experience it. That could be different from mine, could be similarities, blah, can you talk, or not. But either way, it's just simply about understanding that individual has their own experience. They might see it a different way. So for me, for me, it was all about fashion and style and how I dress myself. Which still for a lot of trans individuals, or those who are experiencing gender dysphoria, sometimes the fashion realm or how they dress themselves does come up eventually. If not, it's you know later than sooner, sooner than later. Either way, it's gonna come up. Especially if you're looking to if it's body dysphoria, you could definitely use clothing to minimize maybe certain areas that you don't want to be as obvious, or extreme with areas that you do want to be obvious. It depends how how you're trying to express yourself. Um, and that's one of the things I do love about fashion. So this is why I say clothing has no gender. Like that's a lifeless thing. Like this sweater. Okay, so let a traditional department store. This sweater, I'm about to say, well, do y'all think it would be a male or female? But honestly, I was gonna say, well, maybe I guess I'm gonna ask you, what do you think it would be? This sweater. I can't really stand up because I ain't got no pants up, but This sweater, I'm sure there's gonna be people that say, "Oh, that's a male man sweater or that's a woman sweater." It's a sweater, baby. Do you look good in it? I look good in it, obviously, yes. But that's why it's so crazy to me that clothing has your gender clothing. I can maybe even maybe even maybe see expressing. And no, because I can't get with that. Because I was about to say maybe I can even see what expressing clothing as masculine energy, feminine. But even that don't make any sense. Like, well, who are you to decide or define what is masculine energy? That's for the other person to decide in themselves. So can't even say that. Like clothing is just clothing. Clothing is a tool used in styling that leads to fashion. Okay, clothing is a tool. A garment is nothing until it's on the person. Once it's on the person and how they style is according to how they want to be or who they are, or how they express themselves, that's their style. People look at that style. Oh, that's trendy. I like that. I like that. Now we got fashion. That just gave you a little. That was like a little class right there, wasn't it? But, but yeah. But going back, clothing, is often that kind of. It could be that first. I want to say. How do I want to describe it? Clothing can be that first kind of thing that people who might be experiencing gender dysphoria, it could be kind of a great relief, but also at the same time, it could be a great headache for various reasons. One, if you're in a process maybe of uh, not only maybe just transforming your wardrobe to fit a better you, but you can also be maybe getting ready or eventually down the road, you're going to be doing some type of surgery or hormones to your body, which is going to change it in some type of way. In which case, if you do, and this is just a little free tip I always get, especially when I work with trans individuals who hire me for their services, is if you are, in the process or will be down the line of, either having surgeries or going on hormones, have whatever fits you, understand that your wardrobe that you're about to embark on right now is definitely going to change because as your body changes, you're going to the wardrobe unite might not work because right now we're working the wardrobe to fit your body to still give you kind of the desired look that you want. Even though it might not be there physically right now, clothing we can use clothing in a way to make it appear that way, right? But that's often a hurdle that a lot of people, especially with those who are going through either surgery or hormones or both, is you could go out, and I usually don't suggest doing this for many people who are going to transition either surgery, hormones, or both. Um, the reason being is you could go out and just buy a complete whole wardrobe. So let's say uh, it's a male to female, trans female. Um, maybe she hasn't started the hormones yet, or maybe she's just getting on them, and then definitely there's gonna be some surgery down the road. I would not suggest you just goes and buys a whole bunch of clothing right now and say, okay, well my wardrobe's good. I'm good. You're not, because guess what? Your body's gonna change, which means the size, measurements, all that things you are now is gonna change definitely down the road. And that's no matter which way you're transitioning, if it's on surgery or hormones or both. So I always say you want to really. It's always easy. I always say it's best to start slow. Find a good one or two dresses that you could put there. And it is difficult because you do have to have a wardrobe to function. So another tip I always give to those who are experiencing gender dysphoria, and kind of using at the process where they're or at the point where they're looking at their wardrobe and redoing that, I would say start thrift stores. um Thrift stores are the best. They're just phenomenal. um when I was really first um going through my own dysphoria, and then I and was working on redoing my closet to fit me. I was in the thrift store study. You could literally walk out of there with 30 outfits, depending if you go on the right day and the right one. You could walk out there with 30 outfits and pay only probably $20. That's usually the suggestion I always give to many of my trans clients who are transitioning or will be transitioning down the road. Because you're right. So I'm not. You can't go out and necessarily. I, I mean, you have to have a working wardrobe, yes. So what I was saying is not to go out. I'm not saying don't go out and definitely get clothes you need, but you know, I see a lot of girls, or I know a lot of girls who, or not girls necessarily just girls, but just people who might be to say like, okay, well, yes, I'm gonna be transitioning soon, so they just go out and buy all these name brand stuff for their wardrobe, and then down the line you found out that, oh, well, things have changed, so now you gotta actually go and do it all over again. Um, and some degree, like this is something that really everyone has to go through because as you go through life, body changes, things change. So it's not uncommon for in your lifetime to have to do several wardrobe redos. I mean, you definitely probably should be anyway. Um, regardless, just keep it fresh. But yeah, so it's not uncommon. But the thing is, when you're talking about people who are transitioning in terms of body hormones, that's going to happen in the next few years, and plus it's costly. It's costly being trans. Surgeries ain't free. Hormones ain't free. Ain't none that's free. So you talk about wardrobe, which is for many individuals who are experiencing gender dysphoria, that could be really one of the, I don't want to say it's necessarily a safe place, but it's a place that they can kind of really start to shape and mold and express themselves. This is why I really much became a genderqueer stylist, because it started with me. I'm like, oh my god. Um, And luckily, I was always a fashionista up until that point, but I was really holding myself back. That's where the gender queer style, because for me, I don't just service the LGBTQ community. I service all clients regardless of sexuality, gender expression, gender identity, any of that. My whole thing is I want to challenge you to think past the norms. I want to challenge you. I really want you to challenge your style. That's why I was, and then just not even being just in general. When we're talking about this, we're talking about clothing and beauty and stuff. Challenge yourself. Who says you can't wear that blouse? So what? Who says you can't wear this sweater? So what? Oh, because that's the opposite gender and this and that. Clothes don't have a gender. A clothing is a piece of cloth that a designer, a fashion designer, which we call it, had a vision, and they took that piece of fabric that was nothing and designed it in such a way that it became something. So now you can take it and actually make art with it. Because yes, they create art, but it's an art that keeps on giving. Because they created your art, now you as the artist, so their artist, the fashion designer artist, was to create the garment. Now it's for you to bring it to life. Whenever I put on the outfit, honey, that's I'm putting it on to bring it to life. I'm giving it life. Life for me. And this is how I style myself. This is how I express myself. Not true. Everybody's style ain't gonna be the same. You might not like everybody's style, and you might be, well, why she wearing that? Why she? I agree. I do have those, but also I do stand by my stance that hey, everyone has a style, and they have a right to it. It doesn't because style for me. I firmly, it's not always about just being fashionable. Style is about who you are and how you express yourself. So for many people, I know for me, I can speak for myself. For my gender dysphoria, style, fashion, makeup, it was everything because it allowed me. And I'm not saying that. How do I explain it? I'm not saying I'm not preaching necessarily that I needed it, you know, um, because I mean I'm not it's not I'm not I say I do because it was great for me and mental myself, but it was more so I'm able to express myself. I'm able to be live. I'm able to be in color. I'm able to be dramatic because that's who I am. People say that's a whole nother conversation. Is people know me or think they know me, but you don't know me. Truth of the matter is, very few people know me. I can count on my hands how many people actually know me. Know me, know me. So it's just something I want to talk about. It's something I always really talk about because it's such a um intricate part of who I am and what I do now. Fashion really helped with my gender dysphoria. Um, and that's one of the reasons, like I said, that's one of the reasons why Pat Sugar did start the company that I own. It started out just as the boutique, for those of you who've been there since the beginning, it started as a boutique where I was just selling stuff, clothing, garments, jewelry, no label. It wasn't male or female. It's a blouse. You like it? I give you tips on how to style it. Well, you compare it with this. This is how you do it with this. You can do it with this. Clothing doesn't have a gender. My very first slogan, and still is a slogan of the company, no labels, just love. The first love being self. The very first love being self. Because well, who says it? Like RuPaul, if you can't love yourself, how the hell you gonna love somebody else? And that's a journey. It's one of them things where it's easy to say just love yourself. So I'm not saying it's a journey, and that's one thing that we don't talk about is the journey to self love, which I know for many, 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 many of my trans family out there, if you're out there listening, baby, we know about that journey. The journey never ends. And it don't be black, queer, and trans, honey. So for me, fashion, beauty, all of it, well, fashion for me, beauty is encompassing fashion now. So when I say fashion, I mean garments, clothing, shoes, accessories, makeup, all that. um, but yeah, like it's a comfort for me. It's a comfort for me. It's the way that I can really express myself. It's how I deal with my dysphoria. And I think for a lot, I'm not speaking for everybody, but I do think in terms of people who are in the trans community, fashion at some point again, fashion, the whole wardrobe comes into play. Whether it's maybe adding, just maybe you might need to add some, subtract stuff, maybe need a new whole wardrobe. Um, and yeah, it can be well, it can be kind of like I said, them thrift stores, honey. So if you are a person right now who is experiencing gender dysphoria, and maybe you are trans person who maybe you're looking at the wardrobe now thinking how you gonna do this, how you gonna pay for it. Thrift stores, if you have them near you, if you can, I do know there's some actual thrift stores online too. I'm actually gonna see can I maybe make a list of that, post at the website or something, so I can work on that. But there are some thrift stores even online now, which I know that's especially talking about clothing that could be scary and definitely tricky. But there are some good legitimate ones out here that you can even do online. But so if you looking for a wardrobe makeover, pretty much everybody you can really start with the thrift store. But definitely, definitely, definitely. For those of you, my trans community, who maybe you at that point right now, you look at your wardrobe like I gotta redo it, but you ain't got a lot of money because again, being trans is costly. Thrift store, baby, thrift store. And you can do it in segments if you can. Like maybe if you can say, well, okay, I'm doing this for blouses, shirts. Next one, okay, man, I'm gonna go for this dresses. Then next one, maybe the pants. It's gonna be, and it's gonna be difficult, especially when you first get in there. I understand it doesn't have to be right too. Like you could probably get something. Let's put it this way. I done got something. It's been days. I just literally. I guess I don't know why. Because maybe I was in like just my dysphoria. But I'll just go to the women's section and do so, and just if it looked feminine enough, I'll just get it. A year later, I come across it in my closet. I'm like, what the heck? Why did I buy this? This was the wrong thing to buy. Or I'll be looking at something I used to wear all the time. Like I used to wear this. I really don't beat yourself over. Don't beat yourself up over. It's gonna happen. Remember, you're changing, you're growing, you're still finding your style. Now, if you are interested, I do offer services in that to help you with that. I actually offer a free one. Um, it's called combating dysphoria for specifically for my trans community. It's absolutely free, where I basically just help you kind of give you some tips and tricks and some resources to help you kind of get that wardrobe together um, at a low price. Because I understand, honey. And sometimes that mental health, sometimes it's just it can be everything just to put on that dress or that hoodie or that sweater, and you just instantly feel yourself. So I definitely that's why I really want to talk about this topic because of this dysphoria is something that we definitely within the trans community talk about. But just to really bring some light and my own little kind of 2 cents on it from a genderqueer fashion stylist, and having being non-binary and trans myself and going through the same thing. So, but yeah, so y'all, let me keep it too long. There will be a LeeLee Speaks live this Friday, y'all. I got to bring it back. I mean, it didn't go anywhere, but it will be here this Friday. This Friday. This Friday. LeeLee Speaks Live is coming back this Friday. This Friday. LeeLee Speaks Live is back. So, for that show, I was going to do, because I was supposed to do last week, but last week was just crazy. Last week was just crazy. I wanted to do really do a preparation for next week is Thanksgiving, ain't it? Yeah, next week Thanksgiving. Got the holidays coming up. We about to be back around our families. I really wanted to do a show kind of dedicated to prepare y'all for all the nosy aunties, cousins, and people you don't like in your family. Talk about get your comebacks ready. Uh, talk about the menu and who y'all need to call. Make sure you listen. Stick to what you making a potato salad. Don't cook nothing else. We was gonna do that. We still might touch on it, but I got something else a little bit planned. We can still talk about it, but this LeeLee Speaks, honey. Oh, honey. Oh, I got some things to say. I got some things to say. I don't want to go to it right now because, but yeah. So that will be this Friday at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, right here on Pass the Sugar TV. That's PASSDASUGA TV. That's on YouTube. Okay. Um, this Saturday, the new show will air. Okay. I know it's supposed to air last Saturday. Again, last week was kind of crazy for me. This week is also kind of crazy too, but we still doing the damn thing. Um, and again, we're gonna get it on Friday. But this Saturday, hold on, I'm trying to. There we go. This Saturday, the Pop Shop airs. Oh, that's the wrong date though. I got to take that out. It won't be the 13th. It'll be this Saturday, whatever the date is this Saturday. Hold on, I'm gonna help y'all out. Help y'all out. Hold on. Now hold on. Now hold on. Now hold on. That'll be the 20th. The Pop Shop airs. Y'all know what HSN and QVC is. It's basically gonna be that, but I'm doing it. It's your personal. I'm your personal shopper for free. I'll give you a little bit more details about all that on Saturday, how that goes. But That's basically what it's gonna be. It's gonna be some stuff you can buy. You can get an early start on your Christmas list. You're welcome. Yes. So I'm excited about that. That's a new show, and then I'm actually gonna have one other new show dropping this year. That'll be in December though, so be on the lookout for information about that. But that's all what's going on, y'all. Oh, tomorrow, y'all. I need y'all. I need you. Y'all need to go check out YouTube Jasmine Divine. That's Jazmine. Divine Divine on YouTube. Hold on, I'm sorry. The reason you want to do that, you ask? Miss Sang, sweetie, sweetie, she is doing a empowerment conference. Amazing guest. You can go get some knowledge. Not just a girl, in your entrepreneurship, but spiritually, mentally, like be there. Be there. It's airing tomorrow on YouTube. Jasmine Divine, Jazmine, Divine Divine. Be there, honey. It's going to be at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Okay, I'm gonna see y'all over there, honey. I'm be taking my notes, honey. Come get empowered, honey. Trust me, I'll be, baby. I'm so looking forward to this conference tomorrow because I need some empowerment. So make sure you definitely check that out, y'all. That'll be tomorrow, 8 p.m. over there, and then I'll be back over here on Friday, and then the new show airs on Saturday, y'all. As always, y'all, please make sure you like, subscribe, and share. And then, can I also just take this time to say thank you to everyone who is watching, whether you're watching it now, this is recorded, watching the premiere now, or if you're watching the playbacks. Like, yo, y'all are showing love on the playbacks. Thank you. Thank you. If you're new here, please come back. I'm not saying, I mean, yes, please come back. I'm going to say, I'm not saying the big, but yes, I am bigger. Please come back. But no, because we want you here. Come have fun. Shoot. Talk about some things. But yeah, thank you to everyone who's supporting the playbacks, those who watch every laugh, everyone I catch in the comments. Of course, Mother Jasmine Divine has always been the biggest supporter. So thank you so much to her. And of course, I think a special shout out to some other as well, like Nivea. Thank you, girl. Check out our what is it, Money Mondays on Instagram. Um, Leslie, she's always supporting everyone. Miss Golden, they know who they are. I said, y'all see them over here. Y'all see them over at Jasmine Divine, baby. We in these streets, honey. We in these streets. We in these streets. but yeah, just thank you all for coming in. And yeah, I will see y'all tomorrow over at Jasmine Divine for the Empowerment Conference, y'all. Bye.